Welcome to the Post Shift Podcast, your raw look at the hospitality industry, brought to you by SHC. This week's episode is proudly sponsored by Bar Green Ellington for all your restaurant and bar needs. Visit bargreen.com for the full portfolio. What's happening, Post Shift? Welcome back to another episode of the Post Shift Podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Shawn Soole. I didn't do an episode last week. I didn't do 2 episodes last week. I went on a sort of a mini vacation with my family, and I really needed it. I've been pretty tightly wound over the last couple of months with my workload and taking back over Clive's and everything in the hospitality industry reopening, so on and so forth. And I really need to go out and rediscover my why. So this episode is called Rediscovering Your Why, because I do believe as hospitality entrepreneurs or just general people, as always, we need to sometimes take a breath and think about why we're doing what we're doing. A lot of people might think, oh, well, why am I in this job if I hate it? Great one. You can change your job up. Why am I in this relationship that I hate? Or why am I on this career path that I've chosen? And that was kind of where I was at before I went away. I really was struggling with why I work myself so hard in a relatively thankless environment. And what was my end game? What was the point of doing my Post Shift podcast twice a week, or BC Spirits, or Great Northern Cocktails, or Clive's, or really like everything was really weighing on me pretty heavily. And I've had some really rough weeks mental health wise over the last couple of weeks, justifying this why. And so I gained away really unwound me quite a bit. I'm a tightly wound person most of the time, if you know me personally, but it did unwind me a bit and made me think about where I need to be and what I need to be doing over the next little while. A lot of times, the hard thing for me is that my motivation is never money or lifestyle. My motivation is passion. So when that passion wanes a little bit, it really takes the wind out of my sails because of that driver being passion, not being the money that I have in the bank, not being the projects that I have, not being that. It's the passion, the process of my love of this industry. It comes back to an episode I did a little while ago called Gratification Over Gratitude. And I needed to get away and talk to my wife a lot, because I don't get a lot of chance just to sit and chat with my wife. A lot of the times she's my best friend, and I don't have a lot of that time in my schedule with how busy we are, and I need to make more time because she is my best friend. She knows me better than anyone else out there. And I need to get back to me doing it for my own personal gratification over the gratitude of anybody else, whether that be my family or my supporters or anything. And that's hard to come back to sometimes. That's really difficult to circle back to having gratitude in what you do for yourself over the cheers and the admiration from anybody else. And I think that's where it's always been hard for me, because I do stuff that doesn't make sense to a lot of people for no money or advice, or sit down and mentor and stuff like that. And I never really think about monetizing anything that I do. And this year I really had to start doing that, because it's time for me to start capitalizing and leveraging the brand that I built, and the services that I have. And so the personal gratification of what I've done, like I just sat down and I'm super grateful. I just sat down and signed 72 BC Spirits cocktail books that I just released. And, you know, there's times when you do things and you think that you're going to get cheers and support, and when it doesn't come, it's sometimes difficult, you know. So the BC Spirits cocktail book, my 3rd cocktail book, I've written 3 books now in a space of 7 years. I think I had built myself up to think that I was going to get something in return from the external everything and in the macro. And then I realized after my week away that the book has been supported by an amazing amount of people. Like, I've got a ton of orders on Shopify. I've got my Indiegogo campaign is already signed up behind me. So I have supporters out there, and sometimes I get lost. You don't see the forest because of the trees. I think that's the saying. So I wanted to get back to my why. And I think everybody needs to get back to their why. If you're listening to this right now and you're feeling a little bit lost and a little bit, what am I going to do next? Which a lot of people in the industry are, because we're reopening and it's been crazy. We're short-staffed, we're getting overworked, so on and so forth. Why are you doing it? What are we doing this for? And I can't tell you what you're doing this for. Only you can. I don't really have an end goal either. Like, me retiring or me not working doesn't make sense to me ever. It doesn't even compute in my DNA. My ultimate goal is to be one of the most prolific hospitality entrepreneurs in North America, if not the world, over time. And I've got some things that I'm working on down the pipeline. And I've come back with a bigger sense of where I need to be and what I need to be focusing on, what I need to be doing to build out this sort of Death Star that I keep talking about. So, on that note, it's a short little shot. I want to hear your take on this. So if you're listening to this, tweet me at Shawn Soole, Instagram, Facebook, community, wherever you're listening this to. What is your why? What is your why in the game of life? And do you need to rediscover that every now and then? Do you need to find out why you're doing what you're doing, how you're changing your lifestyle to get to your why? So on that note, guys, there's a little bit another deep episode. Thanks as always for the support, guys. I really do appreciate it. The text messages and a few things I got last week just with me not doing some episodes was really, really nice, and I really, really appreciate it. So have a good week, guys. I hope you're getting through this okay. Thanks as always. Chat to you soon. Bye. Thanks for listening, Pose Shifters. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I really enjoy sitting down with friends and peers and just chatting about the industry and getting down to the nuts and bolts of what's really going on out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, everything on all the platforms. Just hit it up and I'll do my best to answer any queries or questions you have. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.